welcome to episode 2 of Treehouse Villains. I'm your host, Grandpa Cato. I've got two co-hosts today. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bright Boy, aka Brady Bulger, aka let's get cozy. Have a cup of coffee or something. I don't know.
What's up, nerds? This is Nucci. Nice to meet you.
All right, guys, let's jump right into this today. We're going to talk about some anime, some music, and see where things go. Number one anime we wanted to talk to. We had a brief discussion about it. Want to take it?
Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about Blood Blockade Battlefront. We're just gonna be talking about Shinichiro Watanabe a little bit, maybe.
A little bit of Cowboy Bebop.
A little bit of Cowboy Bebop, something like that. The good stuff.
It's pretty good.
The chill stuff, characterization, great character designs. You know what we're here for.
So let's go to Blood Blockade Battlefront. The show's been out for a couple years. You can find it on a couple different streaming sites. If you look hard enough, you do a little Google, it'll pop up. But the cool thing about it is the animation and music combination.
It's next level.
It's good.
Yeah. Nucci has to see it if he hasn't. Have you?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Nucci hasn't seen it, and we basically just need him to watch that.
I've heard of it.
It's pretty good. I would consider watching it.
Yeah. It's at the very least, it's eye candy. At the very most, it's like masterworks of masters just having some fun. And it's fun. It's really confusing.
Let's talk about the music about it, which makes it interesting. It's got a combination of kind of like hip hop, jazz, and they do a good job mixing it all together.
Yeah, I like a lot of the action kind of, I don't know, it's just all the whole presentation, music and sound design, just all kind of comes together. I really like the fast-paced, like, bebop vibes that they have when everybody's doing their special moves and the characters are doing their special moves. That's the jam right there. And everything's just like...
Why don't you talk about your background in music real quick and how, some of this stuff kind of ties in?
I produce music, I sample, I play a little piano, but mostly sing. And I don't know, it's really nice when you watch something, because there's a lot of mediocre music that is accepted and good, but sometimes it's more of a treat when something comes together musically for, one of my favorite things, which is anime. And it's tight. I don't know. I like a lot of the bebop elements mixed in there in the mix. And I don't know. It makes it a really fast-paced, bombastic show. I don't know. It's a full package. I can't even start with just the music.
So what do you mean by bombastic?
It's like a real plucky tale. It's about, bear with me now.
So how do you define when you're calling something bombastic? What does that mean to you?
It just means kind of off the handle, off the chain, fly by night by the seat of your pants, just pinochle in the streets.
So basically, the music's good and it's giving you good vibes.
Yeah, the music's good and it gives me good vibes. Yes, that is true.
I could get behind that. I do enjoy music like that. Especially, it's kind of hard to explain the type of music or genres that anime does have as a whole, and kind of comes together with the animation as well as the music, because it's kind of a package. You never really, if you watch an anime and there's like absolutely no sound in it, it's going to be very flat and kind of boring, and you don't realize how much that backtrack uplifts the story or brings it all together.
Well, even just in general, even if you take the sound out of a certain scene, it can have a certain impact in contrast with the scene being full of sound. And so sound design is extremely important, especially for illustrating those like super ill key animated scenes where I gotta show no Chocho, the scene that I'm thinking of, but like
no Chocho, that's me, by the way.
But this shit is so good. It's like the like
Nucci, that's me.
It's like, you remember when you were a kid and you watched Dragon Ball Z and like things started getting cool, but then you finally watched Cowboy Bebop for the first time and you saw like Spike beat the shit out of somebody with like Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah, it was a different level because it became more realistic, but it was still
it was nice with it.
It was because it was still
like,
they were on another planet, out of space. They've got a spaceship, so things, it made it a little more realistic, but still put it in this fantasy realm,
right?
Where it was.
I don't know about you guys,
really cool.
but I think Dragon Ball Z was quite realistic. I don't know, but
I thought it was a live action show.
Most people can really do most of that stuff
based on history, right?
Yeah, it's truly happened. There are people from space.
I think that was super realistic.
They do have tails.
They have tails.
They dance.
And Bebop, I was like, well,
they eat a lot.
None of these guys are throwing lasers, so it kind of took me out of the realism of it.
Wait, Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, so I was like, there's nobody shooting. Nobody's shooting beams out of their heads. No, man, Bebop, the iconism of like the anime, Cowboy Bebop, and like seeing things like freshly animated fighting styles. And like all the quirky characters, which was they were a little wacky, but they still brought it down to earth. I love Bebop.
It's a very good show. What's very, very good about it is that most of, if not all of the fight scenes in it were actually choreographed by martial artists. And so it was, it was keyed to an actual fight stance. It wasn't just, them thinking of cool moves. They were actual moves that are used in fighting, and they put it into this perfect, kind of scene.
They put it in. Yeah, they put effort into it. It's just, there's so much influences, especially with Cowboy Bebop, that translate into Blood Blockade Battlefront. And it's all that kind of like, mid-90s anime, motorcycle in the night vibes. No, but like midnight, the midnight anime before anime was like...
like Toonami and all that stuff.
Like even before that, like when you had to go rent videos with your older cousin, and then like most of them were like 18 plus, and you're just like, oh, what is that? And like...
this brings me back to when I was a kid, and Sci-Fi Channel used to have that was like Saturday morning
it was
anime,
like the Saturday anime,
and they just showed all kinds of violent and just the stuff that you wouldn't see normally, and they just did not care, and it was just the best showcase of like gritty anime. They showed
stuff that I never thought animation.
Yeah, for like Fist of the North Star, they showed that. They showed like Akira and
Ninja Scroll,
for sure. All just the stuff that kind of made your brain exit itself. just take off,
Yeah, for
and you're
sure.
just trying to figure out like,
Speaking-
what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah,
and
what
you're
am
just like,
what is-
I need
yeah.
more of this.
And you're like 8 years old.
Yeah, you know.
And so Bloodborne,
Blood Blockade.
Blood Blockade. Excuse me.
blockade the battlefront.
So that brings kind of the nostalgia of watching anime when you're a kid back.
It's just the classic vibes
Right.
for
That's
me.
dope.
It's definitely
it's also-
definitely really cool vibes.
But it's also super new. You know, it's like, you know, because anime right now is like super kind of homogenized.
Yeah. Everything is. It's like you get a.
It's wild. Everything looks like Sword Art right now, low key.
Yeah, I mean, but Sword Art is a huge franchise.
It's true.
It's taken off. I mean, I like Sword Art. I think it's a very good story wise. I
Yeah.
think the later, I guess, spin-offs or seasons, as you may, kind of lost what it had
Right.
at the beginning. But for what it is, I think they did a fantastic job.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a solid. It looks like a solid show. I'm not. I think for me, I'm not heavy. Maybe my style leanings. I think I'm not heavy on the light novel adaptations.
I mean, that's
just generally.
definitely what it is. It's definitely, more of the
It's like light novel vibes.
light stuff.
Yeah.
And I do kind of miss the,
It's just like skulls getting smashed. And
yeah.
like,
I miss the, I like stuff with a story that has a backtrack to it. So that's what draws me to like Cowboy Bebop, draws me the, Blood Blockade. And
what Big O has
Big
the
O
same
has,
vibe.
yeah, definitely Big O has the
Big O,
same
right.
vibes.
Yeah, Batman with a robot.
Yeah,
Oh
for sure.
my
But
God.
the music, it ties it in. It puts you in that era kind of, where you feel like that music belongs to
The world that you're in. Yeah,
basically,
absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I like that. That's one of those things that I feel like not a lot of anime kind of really gets right sometimes, or at least I don't know. Maybe it's budgets or something, because anime is pretty like in a really weird state right now. But but like the scenery, backgrounds, scenes, place, the identity of a place coming through in any story is like, it's hard to do, but when it's done, it's just like, it's like you moved in and now you're checking out these stories, these anime stories.
Right. And then the biggest thing, like on that, when we were growing up, the cartoons, you had cool cartoons that we really loved, but there was the world they lived in was irrelevant. Like, like the Centurions, something like that. Do you remember anything
Like,
about
where did they live?
Where they were living? Like,
No,
you don't remember
who cares?
any of that.
Nobody knows.
As opposed to like Thundercats, where it was like the planet
Where
that
from Thundera.
you knew
see,
where they were from, but it has nothing to do with where they were. They were on. Where were they?
But you know why?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But do
it
you
was
know
like
why?
they're in the store, and you could buy this toy.
But do you know why
That's
you
where they
remember
are.
it so much? It's the song.
Right.
The song
music.
had everything to do with what
Absolutely.
you remembered the
Oh
most.
my
Absolutely.
god, the soundtrack. If you're ever putzing around on YouTube, like go ahead and look up the Thundercats soundtrack, the original soundtrack. Not just the theme song, but like every Thundercats theme song. It's like funk bangers back to back.
Right.
I mean, but the song alone, I take it for what it's made for a cartoon, but they put so much
It's made to sell
effort.
toys.
They put so much effort into it. They had a real band playing it. It wasn't just some auto-tune track that somebody, programmed in. Somebody had to put their heart and soul and come up
There's
with a
real-
guitar riff, and it was good.
There's
Yeah.
real piano in it.
And it's a good backtrack for what it is, and
What gets you into the adventure?
That's what I'm talking about. It explains the story as it's playing in.
Or, speaking of openings themes, though, the greatest opening theme song ever created was Yu Yu Hakusho intro.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. I think it's
I need to
fantastic.
feel that because I need to feel the touch of a friend.
No, I'm really keen in the opening theme to the Berserk, the one that came out in the 90s. The Berserk opening theme. It's got that. Like,
I still
grunge,
haven't seen that.
It's got that grunge thing going on.
I mean, it's all right.
I like that one.
It's all right.
I mean,
but
that's just my vibe, guys. I'm just letting you know where Nucci's at.
Yo, actually, the low key one of the best theme songs, the Chipmunks. The Chipmunks, man.
Where the Chipmunks?
The CHIPMUNK. They're just like hitting the three parters.
I mean, we were talking about anime, and then now we're Disney, huh?
No, that's not Disney. That's Rankin Bass, baby.
What?
All
Chipmunks?
Korean.
I'm
It's
talking
all
about
Korean, baby. Alvin, Simon, Theodore, Rankin Bass, or Hasbro.
I don't know.
Rankin
I don't
Bass. Let's go.
I'm
We
not
gotta
sure.
get on the horn on this one.
I mean, we can look it up. Yeah, I mean, we got the computers in front of us. We've got a couple different things.
We've
popping
got.
up.
You kidding me?
We got a
Looks
guy.
like-
We are all guy in the chair right now, pretty much.
yeah, this is the goddamn Nebuchadnezzar right now.
We're good.
Like,
We're flying through space.
welcome to the desert of the real.
I mean, we've got mics set up everywhere. We've got a table full of oranges and oranges.
That's about it.
Mics and oranges, you can't go wrong, right?
Mike's and Oranges in the treehouse.
All right, so we're going off track a little bit, and but we were talking about childhood memories, and I think one of my biggest ones being introduced to different types of music was Toonami
Oh yeah.
and like Cartoon Network, like Adult Swim, all that stuff, because they had so much.
Just DJ Shadow type beats.
That's what I'm saying, like beats and cuts and just different types of free music that they would offer every so often. But it was always something new to explore. It wasn't necessarily mainstream, but they did make it mainstream by
I mean, Cartoon Network is the
broadcasting
go
it
for
to
that.
everyone. Yeah,
Right.
So they definitely broadcast it to a lot of people and introduced a lot of people to kind of like trip hop. And
Yeah, which was the vibe at the time. I mean, you had trip hop starting out around that. What Massive Attack
Yeah.
broke out like maybe a couple years before Toonami came out.
yeah, for sure.
And so that was the thing. Like if you were hot in the music, if you were trying to get up in the music scene, you had you were doing the low bass lines and you had a ripped hoodie and you just weren't trying to be a part of the system.
They're definitely trying to be a part of drugs.
Just really trying to be a part of some Molly and some of this trip hop going on over here with your Jenkos.
Jenko jeans, you can't go wrong with Jenkos.
With your Jenko jeans and the dreadlock tam. Yeah, I mean, shout out to people who could pull that look off. Like One Love.
I mean, is it really called pulling it
Selector.
off? Is it really called pulling it off? That's
Have you really pulled it off?
Debatable.
I mean, you're wearing
did
it.
you really
so,
pull it off? It's debatable. I mean, it's really in the eye of the beholder.
I mean,
So let's get back to real quick. Alvin and the Chipmunks is not Korean. So you are wrong, Barry boy.
I am incorrect.
Really incorrect.
Incorrect.
It was created in Fresno or this says right here Hollywood, and this is Wikipedia, so this could be from anyone. This could be from anywhere. So that's American. We're off base.
I don't know, man.
Just a little off
I
base.
bet they sent some of those cells out to Korea.
But that's the original. It was in 1958, created by. Right here it
Well,
says
I'm talking about the
Ross Bagdasarian Sr.
Well, I'm talking about the '90s one. Well, that one.
I don't know. I thought the chipmunks were kind of lame. They were chipmunks.
I know, right? Like one of them had a T-shirt. Like this guy was just taking care of 3 chipmunks.
They all have t-shirts.
It was like, if you're thinking about stories, and we're talking about anime and all this stuff about good stories and what catches your attention, chipmunks.
3 chipmunks, dude.
Pop singing chipmunks.
That was not.
They can fuck off.
See, it's
it wasn't
the gimmick.
fun. It was not fun to
But
watch.
it sold mad toys.
The gimmick was because the gimmick was they sing in high pitched voices. We know how to do that now.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna write a whole bunch of songs. How are we gonna deliver this to people without looking like insane people?
Chipmunks.
Chipmunks. So a guy named Tom Seville is like a talent promoter. He's kind of washed.
And he found chipmunks?
And he found these chipmunks who can sing.
It was weird. You think about, like, all right,
like the chipmunk, it was like, what if you had like Prince, like MJ, and like, I don't know, Justin Timberlake, I guess. Because there's the dopey one who's like small and like, it's JT.
I don't know. I mean, we were talking about some weird shows. We were talking about Thundercats. They're literally cats that have spaceships and stuff and fight a skeleton guy.
They're humanoid cat aliens.
And they're Jellicle.
Or a Mum-Ra. They fight Mum-Ra.
They fight a cat mummy.
He is a cat mummy.
He's like a cat, though?
Is he a dog?
No, he's a cat.
He's got a little
you
cat
see his
mouth.
his mouth?
He's more like an ape.
Is he? You think he's an ape?
He looks like an ape.
He could be an ape.
Mum-Ra.
One thing's for sure, he's ever living.
Mum-Ra, the ever living. But okay, so what I was getting at was we were talking about some weird shows. Blood Blockade, that's pretty weird. They're like werewolves or something like that.
Oh, you know what? Guilty Gear. It's like if Guilty Gear was a TV show.
It's pretty obscure.
What, Guilty Gear?
I mean, like trying to say it's like a TV show because
this TV show is like a Arc Systems video game. Right?
No, bad analogy.
All right, this TV show is like a fighting game. All right, it's you can only do a couple sessions at a time. You don't pick it up for a few months because you got too mad.
I mean, if you think of any show that's geared towards anything, most shows are weird.
Just everything's weird.
Just most shows are weird.
Most shows are weird, and so if you're gonna watch anything, you know what shows are the weirdest, and I don't understand how anybody watches them. Reality shows are the weirdest shows.
They're so weird
ever.
Because not only is something unfolding, open quotes, unscripted in front of you, but it's also they're aware that you're watching them. Like there's a camera on them while they completely humiliate themselves
and be bougie
and be like wild bougie, and they know you're watching. Just wildly.
I think that's funny because they completely humiliate themselves.
Yo.
And it's true. It's like open humiliation. It's now you're like,
it's like boo on you. We want to say boo on you.
Yeah, we just want to down reality.
I wish I had
TV,
that car.
You know?
I mean, it's weird. I mean, all shows are weird, like we said, but it's just weird.
I'm gonna tell you, this quarantine's got me all bugging, and I legit watched Gordon Ramsay because I missed working.
You miss getting yelled at by your superiors.
I miss seeing other people get yelled at by the chef.
Yeah, who is me?
Why are you yelling at people?
Because people are kind of stupid.
He doesn't yell. He just is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah, people
don't do nothing.
People come to work every day, but they don't do their work every day.
I mean, but that's life. Think of it.
People wake up every day, but they ain't living, man.
Think of it like this. There's
They ain't living really.
Think of it though. There's so many people that don't listen, no matter what you say.
Doesn't matter.
You could tell somebody, if you go outside, you're gonna get the coronavirus. They're gonna go out there and be like, there ain't no such thing as. Then they're gonna be the ones that are sick.
Yo, also, the people who don't believe anything you tell them, also, or who don't listen, they just believe wild shit. Like 5G, like the 5G shit. Like, I can't believe that.
See, you have to explain that to the people who haven't heard it yet. People are freaking out about the 5G radio waves that new cell phones are going to be using. They think that it causes coronavirus. New cell phone
internet frequencies
and
are mutating microorganisms, right? What is it?
Just causing all kinds of wildness, and
that's what created the strains of.
That's what created coronavirus.
The coronavirus.
They're crazy,
and so
all of them.
Yeah, that's wild. There are people. There's like this one dude who I don't even remember his name, but he was like, you can't really catch a virus. And he like went on, like he went into like super science babble. I don't even remember what he was saying. He was like, yeah, diseases don't actually spread when it's because he's like, he started giving his credentials. He's like, I was the smartest kid in my classroom, and like I scored very high. I scored very high IQ scores, and people thought I was cheating on all the tests I ever took, and fucking blah blah blah. And he's like, you can't really catch a virus. I mean, I'm no scientist, but like,
I've seen some stuff spread.
I've seen somebody with a cold sneeze around somebody else with a cold, and then they had a cold
the next day.
Next day. The very next day. So I'm not, I don't buy it. You shouldn't buy it. Just keep buying phones, okay?
Buy phones.
Just keep
buy the new
phones,
phone.
Right?
Buy the new 5G. People
are burning down 5G towers. It's like, I mean, phones are obnoxious sometimes, but like, hey, if there's no tower, if you can't get phone reception and there's an emergency, come on, what's up with that?
Throw a rock.
Throw a rock with a note on it.
Just chucking rocks.
Train some birds.
I need help. I need help.
Hit in the head with a rock, and then they're just like, open
it. They open it, says, help me.
You're bleeding. Now you need help. You're just bleeding from the head.
So that little scenario of throwing a rock is kind of what like blood blockade is like. It gets real weird at times, and you're just like, what the
yeah, no, what is he? It's like haunted. It's, what if like a whole city was a haunted house? And, that sounds dope, right? I mean, I know a lot of people out here, all of our listeners, they play Blood. A lot of them play Bloodborne, right? If you're into video games, you gotta know. You gotta at least know what it is. And it's got similar vibes. It's monsters.
I've never played
Adam families up and down the block. All kinds of crazy looking like monsters, and to everybody in there, like there's like a dude with like tentacle face walking down the street eating a donut.
I mean, donuts are delicious.
With a newspaper.
That sounds cool, man.
It's cool.
That sounds real cool.
I'm into that. Sounds like something that everybody needs to watch.
And there's like a New York diner. They're in New York, right?
I don't know where they are. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
Blood Blockade Battlefront.
I don't know where they are. They're in like a new town, new world.
Yeah, they're in like there was like some sort of huge event.
Oh, it's called Hell's.
Hell York.
No, it's like Hell something. Salem's.
Hell
Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Hell Salem's Lot. Nailed it.
Hell
Oh, that was
Salem's
hard.
Lot. I know. I watched the show.
Yeah, it's Hell Salem Lot.
What's
I know.
that? I've never seen it.
We're talking
Hell
about.
Salem's Lot. Hell Salem's Lot, the city that they live in Blood Blockade Battlefront.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
it's a hell of a city.
It's pretty damn good.
You got to see it. It's very
I've never
short.
seen this show, but I feel like I should watch it now. I'm well informed.
Oh,
Are
and we're
you
gonna-
well informed? I mean, we only kind of discussed like kind of.
I mean, how much
What
can
it's
you
like?
talk about a show and without like being like, "Hey, let's watch it right now," and then you can see it. You
Yeah,
know,
we
what I mean?
should
Like,
do-
really, how much can you talk about? A
Hey,
show?
maybe we'll do a Treehouse Villains. Let's watch. Riff tracks, riff over some movies.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys can always follow us. We do have a Twitter set up. It's under the same name, Treehouse Villains, on Twitter. I mean, it's a good way to inform
Twitter.
people.
On the Twitter. Twitter.
Rockin' Robin.
It says don't be real on Twitter. It's not for the realness.
So we were talking about Mum Ra.
Yeah, speaking of the realist.
So we asked, is Mum Ra what kind of animal is? What is Mum Ra? So right here it kind of says that he's Mum Ra has a zombie like appearance and grayish skin with big bright red eyes. Everybody knows what Mum Ra looks like.
Yeah.
Jagged teeth, ugly ass. So apparently he's
Like the hoodie.
he's a survivor of Third Earth. But it doesn't ever say. I think he's just a dude. So my take on this,
He's a bloke.
he's just a mummy, a priest that's lived forever. But like, think about it like this: Thundercats, they're all cats that this crazy cat lady owns, right? And so this is the thing: the crazy cat lady also has like other animals like monkeys and like
a lizard.
a lizard. You know what I'm saying?
A
so-
dog.
So the place where the Thundercats come from,
They're Jellicle cats.
they're cats from a pet store,
They're
and
cats from
Mum Ra's
cats.
the crazy cat lady. Is always trying to get these cats to do crazy shit, trying to get these cats in line, and they're all running around all crazy like we gotta defeat. We gotta defeat Mum Ra.
Mum Ra.
You know, that's my take on it. I think that's pretty impactful.
So what you're saying is that Thundercats is really about a cat lady trying to wrangle her cats, and she has a pet lizard and like a little puppy dog or whatever.
Yep.
Also, a pet
I
monkey,
like
I
it.
guess, and
Yep.
she just has all this wildness going on in her house.
Yep. That's it. I mean, that's the only thing that really makes sense.
I mean, of all the things that have been going on in this world, that
Real-
makes the most
That
sense.
makes the most sense.
Real note, yo. You know what? It's got my vote. I like it.
So there should just be, if they ever make a live action Thundercats, that's what it should be.
Just a
Is
crazy cat lady
the
with cats.
imagining- Things of Mum Ra.
In the imagination of the cats, they think they're like these badass like superheroes with like swords and shit, but like really,
It'd be like, look who's talking, and
you know what
Toy
I'm saying?
Story,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like,
bro.
So like what I'm saying is like if they make a live action movie, it should be the cat lady's like, I don't know what's wrong with these cats, and they're like, we gotta defeat Mum Ra and shit.
They
Yeah,
Okay.
wink at you.
Can we back this up just a little bit
I think
to focus on what Bright Boy said? He just brought up, look who's talking. I mean, I
90s
haven't
kids
watched that
only.
movie in a very, very long time. John Travolta was the man.
shout
by the way.
out,
Oh
John
my
Travolta.
god, Father of the Year, bro.
Ooh, too soon.
Wait, what happened? Oh no, did I miss some news?
I mean,
Like this is years old. Right?
yeah, like his son passed away, man.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that. You can just edit this out.
No, we're gonna let it run.
That's gonna run. Wimp, wimp.
You
Well,
just edit that out.
Yeah. So
It's gold.
We're coming up on the end of our episode 2. I want to say thank you to everyone for listening, and please give us a follow on Twitter if you can. Treehouse Villains on Twitter. And thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Talk shit, get hit.
If they swing back, and wash your hands after.
Definitely wash your hands.
Wash them
Stay home
hands.
if you can.
Stay home.
Stay safe, guys.
Be safe if you gotta
Just
work.
keep your mind occupied.
Thank you for
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.